Ladies, let me tell you something. We live in a world where texting has become the new love language. People fall in love over messages. Relationships get built and destroyed through those little bubbles on the screen. And you know what? Men, we are simple creatures when it comes to text. You don't have to send a paragraph. You don't need essays or novels. You don't even have to send pictures. Sometimes it's just 6 little words that can flip the whole game. That can make a man chase you nonstop like his life depends on it. See, a man responds to what sparks his imagination. He responds to what makes him feel valued. He responds to what challenges him, what excites him, and what makes him wonder about you. If you master the art of texting, not only will you get his attention, you'll keep it. So today, I'm going to break down the 6 words that will make any man chase you. But listen, it ain't just about the words. It's about the energy behind them. It's about the boundaries you set, the confidence you hold, and the way you make him work to get more of you. By the end of this, you'll never wonder, should I text him? What should I say again? You'll have the blueprint. I respect myself first. Ladies, let me start right here, because if you don't get this point, none of the others matter. Respect is the foundation of everything. And I don't just mean respect from a man. I mean the respect you give yourself. See, too many people out here looking for love, looking for attention, looking for validation, and they haven't even learned how to respect themselves first. You can't teach somebody else how to treat you if you don't already treat yourself with value. Now, let me tell you something real. Men, we chase what we respect. Don't let anybody fool you on that. We might play games with people we don't respect. We might hang around for a while. We might flirt. We might text. But when it comes to the serious pursuit, the kind of pursuit where a man gets up in the morning thinking about you, where he plans his future around you, that only happens when he respects you. And respect starts with you respecting yourself. Let me break this down with a story. Years ago, before I ever had money, before I ever had fame, I was just Steve, broke, struggling, trying to figure life out. And I would chase women because that's what men do. But let me tell you the truth. The women who let me get away with anything, I didn't stay with them. If she let me talk to her any kind of way, if she let me come by when I felt like it, if she answered my call at 2:00 in the morning when I hadn't shown up for 2 weeks straight, man, I didn't respect that. But then there were women who said, Steve, you can't just treat me like that. Those were the women that made me stop, look at myself, and step my game up because I had to. Because if I didn't, they weren't going to give me the time of day. See, ladies, when you respect yourself, you set a boundary. You tell the world, this is how I am going to be treated. You don't have to scream it. You don't have to argue about it. You don't have to write it on a t-shirt. It shows up in the way you carry yourself. It's in your posture. It's in your tone of voice. It's in the way you say no when something doesn't align with your values. Respect isn't loud. It's consistent. And men notice it. Think about it. If you respect yourself, you're not answering every weird text like it's urgent. You're not sitting by the phone waiting for him to decide when you're important enough. You've got your own life, your own priorities, your own standards. You're saying, I'm not desperate for your time because my time already matters. That kind of self-respect makes a man chase because now you're not just another option. Now you're a prize. And let me tell you something else. Self-respect also means how you treat yourself when nobody's watching. If you talk down to yourself, if you settle for less than you deserve, if you allow yourself to keep repeating the same cycles of pain, you are telling the world that you don't value you. But when you hold your head up, when you affirm your worth, when you walk away from what doesn't serve you, you're not just protecting yourself, you're attracting better. Here's the truth. A man will rise to the level of your standards, but sink to the level of your tolerance. If you tolerate disrespect, lies, inconsistency, he'll give you more of it. If you require honesty, effort, and commitment, he'll either rise up or fall away. And guess what? If he falls away, you didn't lose anything. That's self-respect in action. So, ladies, when I say the 6 words, I respect myself too much, I'm not just giving you a phrase to text a man. I'm giving you a lifestyle. I'm giving you a foundation, because if you can live in that truth, if you can stand in that value, every man who comes into your life is going to have 2 choices. Step up and chase you, or step off and make room for somebody who will. My time is valuable too. Ladies, let me tell you something about men. We value what costs us. That's just how we're wired. If something comes too easy, if it doesn't require effort, we don't hold on to it. The same way you've seen it in life. A man will spend hours washing and waxing a car he paid for, but he'll treat the rental like it doesn't matter. Why? Because his money, his sweat, his sacrifice went into that car he owns. That car represents his investment. And here's the truth. Your time is no different. If you don't treat your time like it's valuable, if you don't protect it and guard it, then why would he value it? Now, I know some of you are thinking, Steve, it's just time. If I like him, what's the harm in being available? But let me help you with something. Your time is your life. Every minute you give to somebody is a piece of your life you can never get back. And if you're giving it to somebody who hasn't proven they're worthy of it, you are teaching them that you're okay with being last on their list. Let me give you an example. A man texts you wed at midnight. You over there in your bed, hair wrapped, comfortable, and you see that little buzz on your phone. Now you've got a choice. You can jump up, answer quick, and say nothing. What's up? Or you can look at that phone, smile, and remember, my time is valuable. You ain't got to be mean. You ain't got to curse him out. But you do not have to reward lazy effort with your time. See, when you respond to White at midnight, you're telling him your time is free. But when you wait, when you don't make yourself an option for convenience, now he has to think. Now he has to plan. Now he has to put in effort. And here's what I've learned about men. We rise to the level of the effort required. If you let us put in little, that's what we'll give. But if you make us put in thought, consistency, and time, we will do it. And when we do, we value it more because we had to earn it. Ladies, your time is valuable because you're valuable. You've got dreams. You've got goals. You've got responsibilities. You've got people depending on you. You are not sitting around waiting on somebody's attention to give your day meaning. So when a man enters your life, he should be adding to it, not draining from it. And if he wants a piece of your time, he needs to understand that it is not free. It requires respect, effort, and intentionality. Let me paint this picture. Imagine you walked into a jewelry store. You see 2 cases, one with priceless diamonds, the other with costume jewelry. The diamonds are locked up, lit up, and you need permission to even touch them. The costume jewelry is sitting out on a rack. Anybody can grab it. Now ask yourself, which one gets treated with care? Which one gets insured? Which one gets chased? The diamonds. Not because they're prettier, but because they are valuable and guarded. That's your time. Stop leaving it out on the discount rack. And let me add this. Valuing your time also means you don't waste it on somebody who clearly isn't serious. If he's inconsistent, if he keeps canceling, if he only calls when he's bored, why are you giving him the one thing you can't get back? Every yes you give to the wrong person is a no to the right person who's waiting for you. Don't let a man rent space in your life who hasn't proven he's committed to paying the cost. So when you say my time is valuable too, you're not just talking to him. You're reminding yourself. You're setting a standard that says, I am not available for convenience. I am not a backup plan. I am not somebody you fit in when nothing better is going on. You are saying, if you want me, you schedule me. You respect me. You prioritize me. And I promise you this, the moment you start treating your time like it matters, the right man will rise to the challenge because he'll see that you are worth the effort. I won't lower my standards. Ladies, let me make this real clear. Standards are not walls to keep people out. They are filters to let the right people in. Too many of you have been made to feel like your standards are too high, like expecting respect, consistency, and commitment is asking for too much. But let me tell you the truth. If you don't stand by your standards, you will end up settling for situations that rob you of your peace, your joy, and your future. A standard is not selfish. It's survival. It's you saying, I know what I'm worth, and I refuse to accept less than that. Now, let's talk about men for a second. Men are hunters by nature. We are competitive. We chase. We climb. We conquer. But here's the catch. We only climb as high as the bar you set. If you put the bar on the ground, we'll step right over it. If you raise the bar to the ceiling, we'll get a ladder. And if you hold that bar steady and don't lower it when it gets uncomfortable, you will find out real quick which men are serious and which men are just passing time. Let me share this story. Back in the day, when I didn't have much, I still chased women who had high standards. You know why? Because those women made me feel like I had to earn it. They made me dress better, talk better, act better. They made me work. And the funny thing is, when I finally got their attention, I valued it more because I had invested something to get it. On the other hand, when I met women who lowered their standards just to keep me around, I didn't respect it. I might have stayed for a little while, but in the back of my mind, I knew if she'll let me slide on this, she'll let me slide on anything. And that right there is why lowering your standards never leads to lasting love. Think about it. If you say, I won't date a man who disrespects me, and then you let a man disrespect you and stay, you've just lowered your standard. If you say, I want commitment, but you keep entertaining somebody who's stringing you along with no intentions, you've lowered your standard. And let me tell you, once you lower that bar, it's hard to raise it again because you've already taught him what you're willing to accept. I know why people lower their standards. It's fear of being alone, fear of missing out, fear that the right one won't come along. So you settle for the wrong one just to have somebody. But let me tell you something powerful. It is better to be alone with your standards intact than to be with somebody who is destroying your soul while you compromise everything you believe in. You can build a full, joyful, meaningful life on your own, but you cannot build peace on a foundation of lowered standards. See, men respect boundaries even when they don't like them. They might test you, they might push back, but deep down, we know the difference between a woman who bends on everything and a woman who stands on her principles. And the truth is, the one who stands firm is the one who gets chased. Why? Because she's rare, because she's valuable, because she's teaching us that if we want her. So when you say, I won't lower my standards, it's not arrogance, it's clarity. It's you saying, I know what I bring to the table. I know the kind of partner I deserve. And I'm not going to shrink myself just to keep somebody who was never meant for me. That's not stubbornness. That's wisdom. And the beautiful thing about wisdom is that it attracts the right energy. When the wrong man realizes he can't meet your standard, he'll fall away. When the right man sees your standard, he'll rise to it. And don't miss this. Keeping your standards high doesn't just change how men see you, it changes how you see yourself. Every time you choose not to lower the bar, you're building confidence. You're affirming your worth. You're reminding yourself that you are not desperate. You are not ordinary. You are not to be played with. You are a woman of value, and your standards are the proof. That's why those 6 words matter so much. I won't lower my standards. They are not just a phrase to text somebody. They are a declaration, a way of life, a promise you make to yourself that no matter how long it takes, no matter how lonely it feels, you will hold firm until the one who is worthy of you steps up. And when he does, he won't just chase you, he'll cherish you, because you never settle for less. I bring joy, not drama. Ladies, let me tell you something that a lot of people don't realize about men. We will chase peace before we chase beauty. We will chase joy before we chase perfection. And we will chase ladder before we chase anything else. See, men can find pretty anywhere. Men can find attention anywhere. But what we can't always find is a woman who brings light instead of storm clouds. And that right there is what makes you unforgettable. When you say, I bring joy, not drama, you're telling the world, when you're around me, your spirit is lifted, not drained. That is magnetic. That is powerful. That is rare. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you got to walk around smiling like life is perfect or pretending like you never have problems. Nobody's life is problem-free. What I'm saying is joy is not the absence of problems. It's the presence of peace in the middle of them. It's your ability to laugh even when things aren't going right, to show gratitude when life is tough, to encourage instead of criticize, to love instead of nag. When a man feels that around you, he doesn't just want to text you. He wants to chase you because he knows that with you, life feels better. Let me paint this picture. Imagine a man has been at work all day dealing with stress, pressure, bosses, bills, traffic. He comes home or he calls you, and instead of joy, all he hears is complaining, fussing, arguments. Now he feels worse, not better. And whether he admits it or not, he starts to avoid it. That's why so many men forget their phones when drama calls, because drama feels heavy, but flip the script. Imagine that same man tired from his day, and he calls you and you make him laugh. You remind him he's strong. You talk about your dreams. You encourage him. You make him feel like even in the middle of life's chaos, being with you is peace. That man will chase you nonstop because you become his safe place. I remember when I was younger, I dated women who had nothing but drama. It was always some argument, some suspicion, some negativity. And let me tell you, I ran from that. I might have stayed a little while, but deep down I was looking for the exit. But when I met women who had joy, who could laugh at life, who had peace even when things were tough, man, I was hooked, because joy is addictive. And when somebody makes you feel good, you will always go back for more. And ladies, let me say this. Joy doesn't mean you let people walk over you. Joy doesn't mean you ignore red flags. Joy doesn't mean you avoid tough conversations. It means you approach them with love, with grace, with the kind of spirit that says, we can work this out without tearing each other down. That's strength. That's wisdom. And men respect that. See, drama might get attention, but joy keeps attention. Anybody can create chaos. Anybody can fight, but not everybody can bring light into a room. Not everybody can laugh in hard times. Not everybody can lift somebody else when they're down. That's why joy is so attractive, because it's rare. When you declare, I bring joy, not drama, you're setting yourself apart. You're saying, I am not here to drain you. I am here to grow with you. I am not here to fight you. I am here to fight life with you. I am not here to stress you. I am here to bless you. And trust me, a man will chase that because every man, no matter how tough he acts, is looking for peace. And when he finds it in you, he will not want to let it go. So remember this, beauty may catch his eye, but joy will capture his heart. Attitude may spark his interest, but peace will keep his presence. Drama might make noise, but joy builds a future. And when you live with that spirit, you don't have to beg a man to stay because he'll be chasing you nonstop just to keep that light in his life. I don't chase, I attract. Now, let's get into this one because it's a game changer. I don't chase, I attract. Say that out loud. Let it sink in. Too many women have been taught to flip the natural order of things. You've been told you've got to go after him, blow up his phone, keep proving your worth, keep convincing him why you're the one. But let me help you out. Men are hunters by design. We love the chase. We love the pursuit. It's in our nah. And the moment you start chasing us, you take away the very thing we were built to do. That's why it never works. You cannot out-hunt a hunter. Think about this. When you chase something, you put it in a position of power. You're saying you are the prize and I'm running after you. But when you know your worth, when you know your value, you don't have to run after anybody. You stand still in your truth, in your beauty, in your standards, and the right man sees you and says, Lord, I've got to have her. And then he chases. That's the natural order. That's how it's supposed to go. Now, let me be clear. Not chasing doesn't mean you're cold, mean, or unapproachable. It doesn't mean you play games. It doesn't mean you sit back with your arms crossed waiting for a miracle. What it means is you don't waste your energy trying to convince somebody to see what's already obvious. You're valuable. You're enough. You're worthy of pursuit. The right man doesn't need a PowerPoint presentation on why you're the one. He sees it. And if he's the one for you, he will act on it. I remember back in my younger days, I met women who chased me hard. They called me all the time. They showed up where I was. They kept trying to prove they were the right choice. And you know what? I didn't respect it. It felt desperate. But when I met women who didn't chase me, who carried themselves like they were already whole with or without me, something inside me woke up. I wanted to know them. I wanted to earn their attention. I wanted to put in effort because they weren't handing it out for free. And the funny thing is, the less they chase me, the harder I chase them. That's the paradox. See, attraction is energy. When you are confident in who you are, when you love yourself, when you live fully, you radiate something that pulls people in. You don't have to beg for love. You don't have to hunt down affection. You just have to be aligned with your worth and it will come to you. That's why some women walk into a room and heads turn without them saying a word. It's not the outfit. It's not the hair. It's not even the smile. It's the energy. It's the aura of, I know who I am and I don't need to chase. And let me tell you this, the wrong man will run when he sees that kind of confidence, but the right man will be drawn to it like a magnet. Why? Because he's looking for a woman who knows her value, who won't settle, who makes him step up. And the only way he gets that chance is if you stand still and let him do the pursuing. So when you say, I don't chase, I attract, you're not just making a statement about dating. You're declaring a lifestyle. You're saying, I attract opportunities. I attract peace. I attract love. I attract abundance. Because the same principle works everywhere. When you stop chasing things out of desperation and start aligning yourself with confidence, you naturally pull the right things towards you. That's why this mindset is so powerful. You don't have to chase validation. You don't have to chase attention. You don't have to chase a man. You just have to be so solid in who you are that the right man sees you and says, that's her. That's the one. And when that happens, you won't have to lift a finger because he'll do the chasing and he won't stop until he has you. I am worth the pursuit. Ladies, this one right here is the anchor of everything we've talked about. You can't fully walk in self-respect. You can't protect your time. You can't hold your standards high. You can't bring joy instead of drama. And you can't stand firm in attracting instead of chasing if you don't first believe deep down in your soul that you are worth the pursuit. That belief is the foundation. And let me tell you, when you know your worth, you stop negotiating your value with people who don't deserve a discount. Too many women are living like they're on clearance, like they've got to mark themselves down just to get picked. If I lower my expectations, maybe he'll stay. If I give more of myself, maybe he'll choose me. If I keep proving, maybe I'll be enough. But hear me, you are already enough. You were enough the day you were born. And the right man isn't going to need you to shrink or bend or beg to convince him. He's going to see your worth and he's going to pursue it, because that's what men do when they recognize value. I've seen this play out in my own life. When I was chasing dreams, I didn't chase them because they were easy. I chased them because they were worth it. Comedy was hard. Success was hard. Providing for my family was hard. But I stayed in the fight because the prize was valuable to me. And that's exactly how men are with women. If we believe you are worth it, we will run through walls. We will climb mountains. We will change our habits. We will make sacrifices. But if you don't believe you're worth it, you will accept half effort and call it love. Let me give you an image. Imagine a diamond sitting in the dirt. The diamond doesn't lose its value just because it's in the wrong place. But until somebody recognizes it and decides it's worth digging up, cleaning, and protecting, it will stay hidden. That's how a lot of you are living. You are diamonds sitting in dirt waiting on someone to see your shine. But here's the key. Before anybody else sees it, you got to see it. You've got to wake up and say, I am worth the pursuit. I am not common. I'm not average. I am not a backup plan. I am the prize. And let me tell you, when you walk with that belief, it changes everything. Your standards get stronger, not weaker. Your time becomes sacred. Your presence becomes radiant. You don't move like you're begging for attention. You move like attention already belongs to you. And the right man, when he sees that, he won't treat you like an option. He will treat you like a priority. Now, this doesn't mean you become arrogant. It doesn't mean you look down on people. It means you stop settling for crumbs when you deserve the whole table. It means you stop excusing poor behavior. It means you stop carrying relationships on your back hoping somebody will wake up and love you right. You stop chasing someone to prove you're worth it. Because if they can't see it on their own, they were never meant for you in the first place. And here's the beautiful truth. When you live with the mindset, I am worth the pursuit, you don't just draw on a man. You draw on opportunities, friendships, and blessings that align with your value. You stop wasting time with people and situations that drain you. You stop tolerating less